This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. So I got a new poll that asks people, what's the maximum distance you would still consider walking distance? And 27% of people said within 30 minutes. That was the most popular response.
One block. After that, I'm getting in my car. My lazy threshold has definitely increased.
I'd like to argue, but that is exactly the same thing with me. It's like the Walgreens is like 3 blocks away, and that's car distance.
Dude, we were at a park yesterday in Fort Steilacoom, and we were just hanging out at like this little castle park for Tatum, and they were like, there's a lake nearby. I'm like, oh, we should go walk to that lake. And I pulled up on the GPS. It's like, it's a 20-minute walk. And my wife looks at me and goes, yeah, I ain't down for that.
Yeah. You know what? You used to have the energy, didn't you?
It was windy. There was a chance it might rain. So next thing you know, you get there, then you got to walk back. That's the problem. It's not the walk there. It's like in your head, you're like,
totally.
That's another 20-minute walk back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the funny thing, too, is that I always look for the closest parking space as I'm going on a trail walk. And I get so mad. Like, man, do you know how far it is to get to the trailhead? This is ridiculous.
It's like the old joke of people, and I've seen people even comment on it recently on social media where someone will get annoyed that they have to park far away from the gym entrance. Yep. And then you see them on the treadmill later on. You're like, well, you came here to walk. What does it matter you have to walk far?
So, within 30 minutes is still pretty amazing when you think about it, that people think that, a 30-minute walk is okay.
Which is funny because when we were kids, I mean, you walked everywhere. I mean, you didn't have a car.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, that's an hour away. All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the second I got a bike, there was no way I was walking anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good point.
But I do remember that, man.
There's a couple other factors that I immediately thought of is this in Seattle? Because 1 block in Seattle, you're going to be huffing and puffing because you're going uphill.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, especially when I just went out with a bunch of girls recently, how many of them are wearing heels? Because that's going to determine how far you can walk.
Well, every time Steve and I go out, he wears heels, and I'm like, Steve, when are you going to learn, man?
Bro, those are platform shoes.
I'm sorry.
They're usually a little bit more comfortable, but if they're brand new, you got to break them in. You can only last maybe half a block.
That's why you see, at midnight, you're seeing girls walking around barefoot on the streets of Seattle, and you're like, what is happening?
That's so nasty.
Everyone makes fun of me because I am short, and I refuse to go out wearing heels because I don't want to be that girl, and by the end of the night, I'm wearing the heels that the other girls couldn't handle anymore. Well, can I borrow your shoes? Fine.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I mean, you know what? It's pretty wild that in fact 5 minutes is basically, people are like 5 minutes is too long. 5% of the people said 5 minutes. That's it.
There are times here when even at work where someone's like, "You want to meet for lunch?" And I'm like, "Okay, sure." And they'll say a place like, "Oh man, it's 5 minutes away by walking." I mean, I can't justify driving there because Seattle parking is ridiculous.
Right?
Oh
yeah.
I guess I'll make that walk. But then I'm a speed walker, and I realize a lot of times when these things say 5 minutes, I don't mean to be a speed walker. I'm very just...
Oh, pardon me. Humble brag over here.
You also got long legs because you're tall.
Growing up in New York, that's just how you walk. You walk fast. Like, I feel like I'm walking normal speed, but then I'm like zipping by people, and it says 5 minutes. I'm there in 3.
See, and I'm the opposite way. I'm such a slow walker that usually if I go anywhere, especially with I don't know, like people who are fast walkers, they're just like, Danny, come on. Why are you walking walking so slow? Why are you so lazy? And I'm like, I'm not lazy. I just can't walk fast.
Sammy's like going a walk with Tatum. Like, all of a sudden you turn around, you're like, are you going to catch up? And she's like, I got little legs. What do you want from me? She doesn't really say that, DJ.
She doesn't say that?
She gives the look like that. What are you, an idiot?
I got little legs. Look here. Come on. She hasn't done the shoulders thing yet, has she? How often does she want to be on the shoulders, or has she done that yet?
She has, but only in the house, thankfully.
Oh, wow. You are a lucky man. Really? Shoulders only in the house?
Well, when we're outside, I think there's so much to check out that she's like, I don't want to be slowed down by Dad and his directions. Like, it's like, I want to be on my own, go on my own path. Like, if I want to go check out this slide over here, I don't want to be on Dad's shoulders. So then she just kind of goes around her own thing. But in the house, she's like, Dad's shoulders. And then I have to like go up and down the stairs. And
Aw.
You say,
go up and down the stairs, shoulders. You know what? I would never try that with my own kids. They wouldn't make it through.
But then she wants to go into every room, and then you have to like squat while you go, because you don't want to bang your head's kid against the doorway.
That's your workout for the day.
It is, dude. My butt is always hurting when I'm done. I'm like,
listen, but if you want to dissuade the shoulders, I mean, every once in a while, a head bang, you know what I mean? I mean, look.
Wow.
Well,
Father of the year over here.
All I'm saying is every once in a while, if you want to get out of something, you just, a little slight love tap, nothing major.
Joe, how many head injuries did you have as a child?
He can't remember.
10. Okay, cool.
I mean, that's why he has a lumpy forehead.
It's true.
He's actually still in concussion protocol.
You still bang him in the head. We got it.
Yeah. Did you notice that he's just looking at you blankly and didn't even hear what you said? We got a 7-year-old, speaking of little ones, we got a 7-year-old that took his parents' car for a joyride for the absolute dumbest reason. Oh, Steve's going to tell you all about this. He's got the Mix Report for you at 6:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
If you're hearing an informative newscast right now, well, then you must not be listening to BJ and Migs. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, you guys, and thanks to Law Tigers for giving us the Migs Report. And today, enjoy, in my opinion, the worst of all the cobblers.
Oh, really?
It's National Cherry Cobbler Day.
Interesting.
Oh, really? Here in Washington State, you utter those blasphemous words?
Peach cobbler.
I mean, peach cobbler's good, but again...
Oh, peach is my favorite.
Right, Rev?
Man.
I'm really glad you weren't about to disparage the peach cobbler.
No, the peach cobbler's where it's at. But you're asking me, sir, would you like a cobbler of any variety? I'm going to say peach all the time. And you say, sir, all we have is cherry. I'm like, just give me some cheesecake then.
Listen, I understand that the peach cobbler's good, but today is not the peach cobbler's day, and in Washington State, you will not disparage the cherry cobbler, thank you.
Well, I refuse to do it.
Wow.
Also today?
All right, well, how about Rev? You were born and raised and reared and breeded and...
Hey, don't talk about me being reared.
Okay. Yeah,
Especially
well, anyway,
Rev.
and it was with the cherry cobbler.
It's also National Pack Rat Day.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's every day for my mom.
Yeah. Vicky, your mom.
True. Open up Vicky's purse. You'll find anything that you need.
Yeah. She might even find Marie Kondo in there. Hey.
Also, if your hippie friends are acting a little weird today, it's because, today's National Mushroom Hunting Day.
Today's National Mushroom Hunting Day.
I don't know if it's necessarily the special kind of mushrooms, but if you're going to hunt a mushroom, today's the day to do it, BJ.
I mean, look, it falls in the category, right? Mushrooms are mushrooms.
What do you use to hunt mushrooms? A bow and arrow? The music of Pink Floyd?
Yes.
Oh, that's what you got to use, yeah.
Let's talk about this 7-year-old who might have done one of the dumbest things. At least no one got hurt, though. He's from Ohio. His name is Daniel, and he decided to take his parents' SUV without them knowing. Again, 7 years old.
Wow.
So he took the keys, took off. Eventually, they figured that out, because he got into a little bit of an accident. A bunch of cars all swerved to avoid him. He was driving the wrong way down a divided boulevard. And it turns out, what was he doing? He was doing all this so that he could go and buy a slushie.
Oh, all right. For a minute, I thought it was a dumb idea.
Oh, you're right. I'm wrong. That was bad of me to say it was a stupid idea. This is the most brilliant idea ever. Here's some people talking about what happened, including a 911 calls.
They almost hit another work vehicle. It was a boy, a child.
That's right. It was a boy, a child.
Oh, man.
Eventually, he hit a median and slowed down, but he was still moving forward. Then the cops were trying to go over there to smash the window. He was freaking out because he was thinking that they weren't trying to help him, which, he's 7. He's panicking. He wants his slushie. Well, anyways, here's his dad talking about what happened.
He didn't understand that people were trying to help him and trying to stop the vehicle. His only response was, I just wanted a slushie from Speedway. I'm just thankful that he's alive.
No word on whether or not he got his slushie from Speedway.
No.
And what flavor it would be.
See, that's the most important part of the story.
Grape.
No. The Coke one.
Ugh.
I love it.
As long as it's not pina colada.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, I hate that stuff.
See, cherry. That's the only one. I'm anti-cherry.
Wait. Wow, here we go. I mean, this
really
is
are anti-cherry.
I don't like anything cherry flavored.
I feel like cough medicine ruined cherry for a lot of people.
Yeah, cherry anything. Like Lifesavers. Ugh, I want to throw them out the window.
I'm telling you right now, here in Washington State, we have brought back the good flavor of cherries.
Oh,
You guys are, I cannot believe what I'm hearing.
Well, that 7-year-old's not the only idiot behind the wheel. Let's go to Florida for a 19-year-old woman, She was driving recklessly. The cops got behind her. You'd think that she'd slow down. Nope, she kept driving. She kept driving recklessly. Eventually, they caught her, and they arrested her, and they're like, well, what the hell are you doing, and why were you doing it? Again, 19 years old, and said, on my bucket list, I've always wanted to get arrested.
Oh. Okay, well.
There you go.
That is, again, okay.
If I'm the cops, I'm like, what else is on your bucket list so we can be prepared for it? Like, you want to be arrested? I mean, at least you didn't do anything awful, but dumbass.
Yeah.
All right, we got some good news, though.
Oh, okay. Is it on somebody's bucket list? What are we doing?
I don't know, man. It seems to be the new trend these days. Is that a mugshot of the woman that got arrested? Vicky just distracted me. She found the mugshot, and she belongs on those hot girl mugshot Twitter handle pages.
Wow. Okay.
Whenever I hear anybody say bucket list, I thought she was going to be an old lady.
Yeah,
right? She was 19.
Yeah.
I know, but I still imagined an old looking lady. She looks really cute.
I wonder. Yeah. That's all I have to say.
I'd handcuff her anytime.
Hey,
wow, here we go, mister. It felt like we had her
on my bucket list.
Look out. All right, so it seems to be the new trend, and I'm all for it. All these rich people are paying everybody's student loans.
Do it.
This happened.
What? Another one?
This is like the third time we've talked about this. This time it happened at Otis College of Art and Design. Don't know where or what the hell Otis College of Art and Design is, but apparently the Snapchat CEO, Evan, and his wife must have gone there or have some kind of connection to it because, well, they paid everybody's student debt out of this graduating college class. In fact, here's one of the, I think it might have been like the dean or somebody over there letting all the students know that their debt will be erased.
So we are pleased to announce today that Evan and Miranda have made the largest single gift in the history of Otis College. Their gift will enable you to repay your student loans.
Wow. This is fantastic. Seriously, though, I have to say, if this is a trend that pretty much anybody that went to a college wants to do this, wow. Because people have been calling for, ending student debt. They've been wanting government to get involved. So I love that, the private sector is just, doing it on their own.
One guy got so excited he Snapchatted a picture of his dong to the CEO of Snapchat. It was very weird. And he didn't even put a timer. He just said unlimited time on that.
Wow. Okay. Well, look, there's certain gifts. Do you want your college tuition paid off, or do you want to see that kind of pic? Look, it's a wonderful day for everybody.
If that happened, I would make some really bad financial decisions that night. Because in my head, I'm like, I don't have to worry about student loans.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd make it rain at all the clubs.
Nice.
Yeah. And you will be the reason why they would never, ever do it again. They go, we can't do anything nice. Look at this idiot.
Hey, someone just chimed in, BJ. Born and raised in the Pacific Northwest, I'm all about the peach cobbler.
Nice. Again, I'm not saying the peach cobbler should be put down. I'm saying let's give a little love to the cherry cobbler today. You can actually love something without putting something else down.
You're right. But cherry cobbler is trash.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the problem is I've been on the internet too much, and everybody has to have a backhanded compliment to anything that they like, and it's driving me crazy.
Oh, there's nothing backhanded about this. Full on.
Yeah.
Cherry cobbler sucks.
Yeah, well, that's
I give it
great.
to one texter. Cherry,
the closed-fisted compliment is what you're doing.
one person said, what about Jolly Ranchers? Yeah, those aren't that bad. I'll give them that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. On lovely Cherry Cobbler Day, let's say that Cherry Jolly Ranchers are the way to go.
BJ, I have to ask you this question because it leads into an awesome story that's given me goosebumps all morning as I watch
All right,
some
I'm ready.
videos.
I'm ready for your question.
Have you listened to Pearl Jam's 10 yet?
I have not, sir.
You son of a bitch.
Wow, sorry.
Wow. Impressive.
Well, sorry about that. Yes,
Because I don't know if you're paying attention right now. It's insane. Pearl Jam's on tour,
Yes.
but Matt Cameron's battling. He got hit with COVID. So he's not able to play drums. So they have Josh Klinghoffer, who used to be in the Red Hot Chili Peppers and now in Eddie Vedder's touring band, The Earthlings. He's a guitarist, but he also plays drums really well. So he's been filling in. They have another touring member that is helping out as well. In Oakland, they got a high school kid that came up and played drums with them. Is a big fan of the band, which I'm like, this is insane,
dude. That's amazing.
And the kid crushed it. Like, he was so good. I was like, what a cool moment for that kid. Here you are, high schooler, just jumping on stage with Pearl Jam in front of a sold-out arena.
That's awesome.
But on Monday night, they played in California, in Fresno. And, oh, man, I wish I was at this show. They got their original drummer, Dave Cruzen, jumped up on stage and played all but 2 songs off of the album 10.
Wow.
This is the first time he's played with them. He did the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. He did a couple songs, which was really cool. But this is his first show with the band in 31 years. Because he was with them, recorded the first record, had struggled with some alcohol issues, left the band, and then, they went on and they've gone through a few different drummers, all great. But, man, Dave Cruzen's been my favorite just because I love 10. And I also love Dave Abraziz, who's another great drummer. But I couldn't even imagine if I was at that show. I watched some video clips and got goosebumps, man. It was awesome hearing those songs played the way that they were originally played.
Well, that's cool, man.
Yes.
And you can tell the difference. I don't know if I could tell the difference. That's the thing, is that you I don't know, maybe if you taught me what to listen to, but I'd be like, I don't know.
It's a tough one to explain. It's a feeling.
Yeah.
Because they're all great. Matt Cameron's an amazing drummer. But there's something different about how, like, Dave Cruzen and Dave Abraziz play. Like, they both have a little bit more of a swing to their style. I can't really put it into words, but it's just a looser kind of a swing to it that really lended well to those songs. And so hearing them play it that way, and what a cool moment for him. He's always been nothing but complimentary towards the band. And recently was at one of their shows posting a picture, and it said, best band on the planet. And then here he is now playing with them again, which must have been a cool closure kind of a thing for him.
Yeah, it's like you said, especially when who knows what could have been if he didn't have to battle what he had to battle.
Yeah, absolutely. And that would have been a show to be at. Plus, they played a bunch of songs off of a record you've never listened to.
Yeah, well, I've listened to some of it.
Yeah, I know. You heard the radio songs.
I mean, I really now at this point, I feel like it's much more fun not to listen to it just because you get so upset about it that I really feel like I may end up listening to it just because, like, well, who am I? I mean, how long is this troll going to go?
I respect that because I do that with the movie The Joker now. I know I should probably see it because it's great, but I don't watch it out of spite of Caesar, our friend Caesar, who listens to the show, who always messages me asking me if I watched The Joker yet.
Yeah.
Or Titanic to troll Danny.
No. I would. Well, one's a good movie, and then one's Titanic.
Yep.
So. Yeah.
Oh, someone said, BJ, I listened to Pearl Jam's 10 on 2 bags of edibles. Migs, you're right. It's a trip. Starter Dave in Des Moines.
Well, again, I think with 2 bags of edibles, you could listen to almost anything.
I was saying you could listen to it sober and enjoy it, but Dave, you took it to a whole other level.
Yeah, wow. I feel like I'd like to, like edibles and Tool go together, but I didn't know that edibles and Pearl Jam were a thing.
Someone said, Steve, you're on point once again. John from Black Diamond. Cherries kind of suck. Fine by themselves, but cherry-flavored anything is horrible. 56-year Washington native.
Oh.
56 years, BJ.
Okay, hold on a second.
Yeah, I enjoy regular cherries, like a fresh fruit.
That 56-year-old Washington, he's an outlier. Okay, this is Washington, and also don't forget, even though
people are getting very mad that you keep saying Washington.
I know, it's great.
Well, it's not my fault. That's how people say Washington. What do you want me to say?
Yeah, wash your hands, Washington.
Yeah, that's what they say. It's not. I didn't make this accent up. Also, don't forget Twin Peaks, which didn't really take place. Well, actually, did. Yes, was it? What? Where the hell's that restaurant, Rev? It is.
Well, it's the Twin Peaks with the hot girls that serve you food.
Yeah. Well, there's that, but also there's the I can't remember the cafe that has great cherry pie.
Oh, it's in North Bend, right?
Yeah,
that's
right.
Sherry's.
No, it's not Sherry's.
Well, I'm just saying.
Sherry's does, but
it's an iconic pie and from a great show. So I mean,
iconic
really.
Pie. Oh, Deja Vu.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
And don't forget the song.
I mean, all of this again. And people still get mad at me if I say Washington. All right, fine.
Oh, man.
I might have to keep saying Washington that way for the rest of my life.
You're a monster.
Well, your Seattle Mariners from Washington did not look very good against the Toronto Blue Jays yesterday. They lost 6-2.
Oh, that's a tough game.
Fresh off of beating the Mets. I mean, they won that series, which is the first time the Mets have lost the series, which you're like, okay, Mariners swinging it around. And they swung it back.
Swinging it around.
Swinging something
Not
around.
sure what they're swinging around there, sir, but okay.
Those big bats, of course.
I know. It's, I mean, and of course, Julio Gulio, I mean,
he's playing great.
He's, there's a lot of things, it's a lot of things, but boy, it's, you wish they were a little better.
4 p.m. they play again against the Blue Jays. Hopefully they can swing those big bats around.
Mm-hmm.
And quick shout out and thanks to Freak Show. He texted in as well saying, Steve, your Seattle Thunderbirds play Game 7 tonight in Portland. Let's give a shout out to the boys to beat Portland and advance to the next round. Portland sucks. Go Birds from Freak Show.
Yeah, Portland sucks.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm all for that since the two teams I rooted for in my Game 7s took it in the pipe.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Both Boston teams lost in Game 7, so yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Did you see that Calgary Flames game 7?
No.
Oh, man. It went to, the poor Dallas Stars goalie faced like 17 billion shots and kept them in it. And then they lose in overtime.
Oh.
But, man, it was in Calgary, so the place, they had enough to fill another arena outside. It was insane. And I still contend that the Calgary Flames, the ladies that are fans of the Calgary Flames, they should just have their own girls of the Calgary Flames edition of Playboy.
Okay.
Because it's just like, you look out in the crowd, and it's just, every one of them is just a super hot blonde chick.
It is
you
pretty
keep thinking
wild.
you're seeing the same hot blonde chick, and you realize, nope, that's a different hot blonde chick.
Yeah. Well, it's it's that country living.
Apparently, something special going on in Calgary, I tell you.
Yeah.
Hey, they're probably not eating cherries, that's why.
Yeah.
Oh, that's, well.
Boom,
okay.
got him.
Yeah.
Served.
Yeah.
As far as weather, 61 degrees, going to be cloudy. Thank you to Beacon Plumbing, Heating, Septic, and Mechanical for giving us a mix report, and that's what's up.
Yesterday, Steve did get this one right.
What is the capital of Nebraska?
Cornhole.
No.
Oh,
That's it.
Lincoln.
Yes.
Nice job. Which is next to Cornhole, actually.
Yeah,
a lot of people,
right
it's not that far away. Tain't far at all. What? Thank you. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We'll play Beat Miggs at 647 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. What's the difference between filing for bankruptcy and credit counseling?
Credit counseling is a useful process in some circumstances, but it does show up on your credit. In fact, from a credit scoring standpoint, credit counseling shows up just like a bankruptcy, so it's going to affect your credit as negatively as filing bankruptcy. In credit counseling, the idea is that a credit counselor works with your creditors on your behalf to try to lower interest rates or work out payment plans with your creditors to pay back your debt over time. In credit counseling, you almost always pay back 100% of the debt, sometimes at lower interest. And of course, some creditors will participate in that process and some won't. So you're usually left with kind of a mixed result with credit counseling and, of course, a high payment.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at WeConsiderWA.org.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.